serial entrepreneur. Started and ran and successfully exited several supply chain companies. Actually grew up driving a forklift, and now in retirement, I am head of a family office. So it's interesting because my history in supply chain, specifically co-pack and 3PL, was always based around labor efficiency. When I was introduced to AutoScheduler, it reminded me of the early 90s when we first started trying to write code to do this in a much more analog fashion. With digital, but not tied together. It wasn't interfaced. So here we have a tool that does exactly what we tried to do, and that's maximize the optimization of the entire organization to predict any kind of failure and eliminate any blame or excuses to anybody on internally or externally for having missed something. Looking at AutoScheduler, it does exactly what we did, but it does it much faster and with many less people. It's just it's an exciting evolution of AI. When you have technology that starts to, like for instance, when AI starts to replace manpower, you still are going to have people to manage the increased revenue, the increased business in other factions upstream and downstream of where they were sitting before to accommodate that increase in business. So the intersection of technology and talent is the same thing as the culture. So you have to have the right talent and the right culture to be able to support the daily changes and the daily innovation and change management that's necessary to leverage that technology, and that takes some foresight and some cultivation of your talent to make sure that everybody's on board to keep that runway wide open in front of you. Automation is not going to slow down; it's going to accelerate now with AI. You're gonna have flows that are requiring quicker response with AI entering the warehouse management and supply chain. You're going to see the same thing where it's all going to be integrated. I would predict that the technology is going to foresee and forecast that order product that gets married up and automated in real-time fashion and changed as far as priority throughout real-time diversions throughout the day. Years ago, AI was a buzzword more than it was an application anywhere within our organization. But we were using it so we could identify things, see things on a quality basis going down a production line. I know that there's AI companies now that are learning robotics within an hour of putting them on the line. It used to take us weeks and weeks and weeks of programming and testing to get a robot to do something for us on a production line. Now we can go ahead and do plug and play AI on production lines, which is, just imagine the labor savings there. But again, those people are going to be replaced and doing other things to handle the increase in productivity there. So, AI is going to continue to be in the front office, the back office, the finance. The great technology companies will offer their ear to you. They will allow you to adapt your business, their software to your business, their product to your operation. You have to be able to make your business run based on your requirements of your business plus your customers that are overlaid on top of that. And we found that the software companies that wanted to sign $1 million consulting contracts with us and still not be able to give us the solutions were much different than the ones that didn't try and talk us into a consulting contract, but were there to help us change things because it was exciting to win the day. So if you're not going to write your own software, you better have somebody that's partnered with you that has your flexibility needs in mind when it comes time to pick up the phone at 2 o'clock in the morning. AutoScheduler is going to allow the freedom to trust your plan for the day and your guardrails for what has to happen today, your bucket of work, along with the variability of trucks coming in and out of your dock, along with the variability of people picking orders. AutoScheduler is going to allow those things to happen and change every 15 minutes the plan. It's really scary for some people to think about a plan for the day or the week or the month changing every 15 minutes. To me, that's exciting because we're optimizing, we're getting rid of waste. And you get into a real-time environment where you can reduce costs within the organization. You're at 50% rate of labor to cost in that building. And if you can start to affect that by 10, 20, 30%, which I think AutoScheduler AI will do, that's huge. That's the biggest hit to the bottom line that I can possibly think of in my career with turning on a switch.